There we go. There we go. I had to let the song in. Welcome, y'all. It's a Monday morning, so you already know what the forecast is. It's gonna be a shitstorm. I'm your host, Aries Bookman, and I'm here to rain on your parade. That's gonna be the thing for the day, man. Got forced. God damn it. What is this? Is that minor imperfection? I don't appreciate it. Fuck me. There we go. I can look at that now. I'm a dick to myself. All right, y'all. Welcome. Good to see you in the chat. Ryan Morrow. Well, look at that. Ryan Morrow. 777 gang. What's up, man? Nice seeing you in the chat. Aaliyah Jenkins, good morning. And cast a spell out here with no umbrella. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Look, man, I'm here to rain on y'all parade, man. I'm a fucking troll. All right, you ever heard of Elf on the Shelf? Troll in a hole. I'm the troll that's in a hole in your foundation. And the stupid shit you think you know. Out here mixing up levels of analysis. That was the thing I went through this week. That was my thing this week. Timon times 2, good to see you in the chat. Made it before the ship sails. Just in time for the shit. Yeah, man. I think maybe that's what I'll talk about today in between segments is me coming to the place where I could finally put my finger on how to articulate the issue that most people are having. Not simply the fact that you're impressed with yourself. That's a big one. I already talked about that though. Not simply the fact that niggas don't debate about anything. They don't challenge their own ideas anymore. I talk about that though. This is what I don't generally talk about. Although I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it. It's people conflating various levels of analysis on what it is they're talking about, okay? For instance, I had somebody in one of my comments this week, right? It might have been last week. I'm pretty sure it was this week. Anyway, people get into a habit of, like I said, they use this information for motivation and they can't see beyond how it makes them feel. And so they say certain things. Like, everything's one thing. It's all the same thing. You know, as a way. And they don't go into analyzing what the fuck that means. They just say it so that they can avoid having to acknowledge other things. Okay? Because we got to take some of this shit beyond opinion. Okay? I get it. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. I mean, on the one hand, you can say, okay, it's all opinion. All you can have is your own opinion. But is that an opinion? To say that, is that an opinion? Just like the idea that you can't generalize things. Well, that's a generalization. It's a generalization about generalizations. And so you have an opinion about opinions. Does it make it an opinion or a fact? The devil's in the details, man. Just like you don't want to mix jurisdictions, public and private. You're talking about law. You don't want to mix public and private. You can have the appearance of such, but you can't do it. It's like oil and water. You can shake it up and look like, oh, wow, look, I mixed it up. Like, no, you didn't. The pieces just got really small. You didn't mix it. You didn't mix it up. But, yeah, I can jump in because I got to make sure I get the intro in there because I love the intro. It keeps me where I need to be. Hey, man, if you guys watching this on the replay, drop a shitstorm in the chat. Let me know you was here. Say something. You know, motherfuckers like to creep through in the dark. Oh, I'm here to get the information. That's nothing. Motherfuckers out here sharing information together. Like, hey, man, you can bring whatever information you want to. What if it contradicts what you're saying? Nah, man. See, y'all motherfuckers just want to hear somebody say something spirity. Like, Rob, I'm a mess. Fuck me. Fuck the rest of these niggas. Like, this shit ain't about winning and getting to some place where you're some spooky super Buddha human who has no problems and life is easy. It's not the thing. You're not gonna get superpowers. These niggas still in their live trying to take a plastic bottle and push it with air. Like, you're not gonna be a superhuman. All right? That's still human. Go within is the directive, all right? I'm about to go into this intro. Here we go. Ryan Morrow says, literally saw that yesterday. He had the 2 bottles on the counter. See? See, look, somebody else corroborating the shit. I'm not lying. Bruh, the most recent shit I saw this nigga do is take some shit like some tinfoil or a gum wrapper and then start doing it and was impressed by his progress. I'm like, nigga, fill the bottle up with water and do it. Fuck you talking about dumb shit. Man, I get it. I get it. Suffering. Suffering. It sucks. It sucks. I get it. But how delicious is joy, pleasure, euphoria? How delicious are those things? About as delicious as suffering is terrible. As delicious as suffering is terrible. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. And you know, as I say that, this is what I think I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. I know it says I'm going to fuck with Priapus in there. Here, let me switch it up right here. I know it says I'm going to fuck with Priapus. I'm going to do a different deity today. I'm going to do a different deity. Ryan says, you need to make a skit about when Yin Sun saw the sunlight on the wall and got freaked out. Oh, that shit tripped me out. You know, look, the other day I was in this man's comments, right? And some girl, she was like, oh my God, you're just a troll. And I'm like, okay, I give you that. But look at what the fuck y'all giving this man. Like, he says some shit to the effect of, something to the effect of, he wanted to be a teacher. Well, his aspirations for being a spiritual teacher, if he ever had them, he would teach in silent. And I was like, what? Well, how you gonna teach in silent? Like, he clearly meant something other than what he said. He was speaking emotionally, and so I challenged what he was saying. And then the motherfucker called me a troll. Her suggestion was, well, maybe he's teaching deaf kids. Bitch. Deaf kids? Chill out. And then some other motherfucker, Sun, Kali Goddess, something like that. I remember it because she mixed Sun, Kali, and Goddess, and it looked like a white woman, but her account was private. But anyway, she get in here with this long ass paragraph talking about some goddamn don't you realize people spend $60,000 to go and learn from a such and such kind of monk on a mountain? And I'm like, okay, that's a way to waste $60,000. And her comeback was, well, 25 of that is lodging. Why the fuck do you know that? That's the spiritual knowledge? $25,000 for lodging to sit on the top of a mountain with a monk who didn't invite your ass? And then you gonna learn silence. She's talking about telepathic teaching. I'm like, I'm not paying $60,000 for a nigga to telepathically teach me some shit. You could have just said, but I'm the troll. Okay, yes, I'm the troll. But I'm the only motherfucker in the comments giving this nigga anything other than fluff. Like ridiculous fluff. Motherfucker say something out the side of his neck, dumb as hell. Here come the other motherfuckers. Great job, dude. Great job. Great job. Oh my God, this is great. And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Don't worry though, we're gonna get into the charlatan shit today. Today. Right? She calls you a troll, but he had no comment on the wild things he was saying. Nah, because she didn't want to have to look at his beautiful affirmation and motivation and see my shitty comment down there. I'm here to rain on your parade. But your parade is terrible. It's an awful parade. Everyone deserves a parade. Everyone has their own parade. Okay, my parade is a fucking shitty rain cloud. That's how I get down. I got to get back to the skits. I don't know. I'm thinking different things about the future of the show, how I want to do it, how I want to set it up, what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do it. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Ryan says, that's the entirety of Instagram spirituality. Yeah, man. Motherfuckers are all caught up in motivation and wish fulfillment. Anyone you talk to, please, check me out. I can think of maybe 1 or 2 people who don't do that. Who aren't sitting around telling you how to be motivated, and how to fulfill your wishes. I'll be real. I can think of maybe one or two people. No one who's doing shit like me. Period. But that's what people amount their spirituality to, is motivation and wish fulfillment. You could have done that with Jesus. You could have done that with you literally did that with Jesus, which is why niggas was bad Christians. They only settled for motivation and wish fulfillment. Jesus, please do this for me. God, please do this to me. Oh my Lord, Jesus, why you do this to me? Jesus, can you do this for me? Wish fulfillment. Motivation, I can get through this. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. My melanin is chaotic and supernatural. No facts, no information behind that shit. And then not just no information behind that shit, no scrutiny. There we go. Scrutiny. No scrutiny on the ideas. It's ridiculous. It's untenable. But we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that because that's what the fuck I talk about. The delusion was thick. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The thick, solid mucus layer. And like I was talking about, I had the other person in my comments, mind you, all three of these delusional motherfuckers are women. I don't hear the dudes saying too much. The dudes will just run away immediately. The girls be in the chat all day with the same repetitive nonsense and the passive aggressive attacks. And I'm like, okay, I saw that little attack. I'm not even gonna mention it. I was weak. Like, and then this is the new trend. I don't know where the fuck this came from, but a motherfucker will put the word respectfully at the end of the comment, and like, nigga, you just said all this disrespectful shit, and then said respectfully. It's like in the movies where a motherfucker be like, with all due respect, sir, and then disrespect the fuck out this nigga? Like, what the fuck? Like, why not just be respectful? Then you ain't gotta put an addendum on your comment. Get the hell out of here, man. No, this is what the dudes will do. The dudes will threaten to hit me with some dark power shit. Don't make me afflict you. I'm gonna hit you with my death current. Let's stop. Let's stop. This shit's hilarious. This is what spirituality is for people. That and looking at Christians and saying, ha ha, you're a Christian. Ha ha, you don't get it. Nigga, you don't get it. And you don't even give yourself the possibility of being the one who don't get it. So there's no way you can get it. All you can do is look like you get it. This shit is simple. This shit's really simple. Motherfuckers make it complicated and they try and use spirituality for shit it ain't for. You try to use spirituality for shit it ain't for. And you don't even want to look and see if it worked. You just invested in telling yourself it worked. The fake it until you make it. Boy, I say, look, don't fake it. Face it. Face the fact you don't know what the fuck you doing. All right, this is what I was doing. This is what I was doing. I was changing this because I don't want to do Priapus today. I know who I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to do Tartarus. I want to do Tartarus. That's what I'm going to do today. Oh, I didn't do the whole edit, did I? Fuck, that's why I'm not doing Tartarus today. I'm a dick. I did the full one on this last one too. That was the last one I didn't do. Fuck me, right? No, I did it to myself. I did it to myself. I did it to myself. You see that shit? You see that stuff on my face? You see it? It's egg. That's what that is. It's egg. There's egg on my face. It's alright though. Malik in the chat, they follow Justin LaBoy. Who the hell is Justin LaBoy? Is that some French shit? What is Justin LaBoy? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Justin LaBoy. As a matter of fact, no. I'm gonna look it up while y'all watch the segment. All right. This is my libation. This is how I do it. Spotlight on spirit. Check it out real quick. Although fertility among the Greeks was often seen as the domain of the feminine, there is a god who is known as one of many icons to be a contradiction to this fact. Today, I ask the question, who is Priapus? Priapus is the Greek god of gardens, to say the least. He is a rustic god of the countryside and is a known companion of other deities such as Silenus, Pan, and Dionysus. Being the company you keep, he is inevitably known for having a considerable sexual vice and a tendency towards lewd actions. Priapus was venerated as a guardian who watched over the crops and livestock of the people. He was said to be the son of Aphrodite, although there is speculation as to his parentage. His father possibly being anyone from Zeus to Pan to even Dionysus. Nevertheless, the minor fertility god was well known to Greek people, even those in urban centers who tended to see him as an absurd joke. Priapus is a god of not only fertility, but gardens in general. He is a god of vegetables, fruits, beekeeping, and livestock. He is often depicted with a large erection, which not only reflects the curse placed upon him, but also his role as a deity of genitals, masculinity, and pornography. Priapus was quite well known for his sexual deviancy, and would oftentimes be seen seeking out the company of nymphs in an effort to satisfy his sexual urges. This, however, being somewhat ironically fruitless, based upon a curse placed on him by Hera that caused him to not only be hideously ugly and filled with sexual venom, but also it gave him a large erection that would conveniently vanish whenever he attempted to lay with a woman. In fact, Priapus was considerably famous for never being able to satisfy himself, which was at times seen as a joke considering the fact that he's a fertility god. One such time was after the war with the Titans, outside of a celebratory party thrown by Gaia herself. Shortly after the Olympians' victory over the Titans, Gaia, goddess mother of the earth, hosted a celebration for the victorious deities. Of the many gods in attendance, one named Hestia was completely uninterested in the gathering. The most modest and tranquil of the gods, she rarely found herself within the rabble of the other deities during celebration. Hestia was a devout virgin and quite serious about maintaining that as well. She eventually wandered away from the festivities on her own and fell asleep in the woods. So, who should come upon this sleeping virgin? None other but Priapus, now most certainly drunk from the festivities and celebrating. Priapus spied the sleeping Hestia, and quite drunk from earlier, decided he would ravage the young virgin there while she slept, where no one would know. He crept up to the sleeping goddess, focusing only on the virgin loins of his quarry, not realizing that nearby stood the steed of one of the party guests. It was a donkey that had been rode in on by the satyr Silenus. Upon seeing what the drunken Priapus was about to do, the donkey began to bray quite loudly. Ee-aw! Ee-aw! Upon hearing this, not only did the sleeping Hestia wake up, but also all the gods of the party came running to check on the commotion. When the other Olympians arrived upon the scene, they chastised and berated Priapus, and said that he was never to be able to join the festivities again. Hestia held on to her prized virginity, and Priapus was sent off to try his luck with satyrs and nymphs out in the wilderness until the end of time. Within the realm of fertility, there also exists impotence, and Priapus is most certainly a symbol for just that. His statues, nonetheless, were still placed in the gardens of those who wished to have a good and a safe crop, as well even as a scarecrow for those who went an extra mile to keep their plants safe. Okay, microphone. There we go. I had to hear myself in the ear. Yo, Castus. Yeah, I did that donkey noise. Yeah, I did the donkey noise. I couldn't pass it up. That's what when I was making it. When I was reading the script, I wrote as I recorded it. I heard it in my head and I was like, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. Oh, Aaron, you can see in the chat. Good to see you in the chat. Ryan Morrow, onomatopoeia for the win. Bruh, it's talent. Talent. I'm putting it in the skits too. I just looked up the Justin LeBoy. That had to have been a joke, bro. That had to have been a joke. Malik, I hope that was a joke. Demon time? Demon time? So it's just bitches twerking on Instagram? Nigga, that's everywhere. Nigga, that's everywhere. It's a Instagram strip club called Demon Time. Oh, wow, I wonder why this got so popular so quick. Oh my god, it's shaking ass. Oh shit, and the nigga's a motivational speaker. Oh man, yo, if niggas is out here listening to that, talking about spirituality, boy, stop. And not because it's ass shaking, but because the shit is mundane as fuck. Real shit though, man, motherfucker. If y'all gonna have like a spiritual meeting or a conference, put some ass on the flyer. People gonna look at it. That's how it works. Put some ass on the flyer, somebody gonna look at it. Oh, speaking of spiritual conferences or things of that nature, what's coming up is the there it is. Master Student Conference. I only mention it because occultcornerstore.com is going to be vending right here in Atlanta. So I mentioned it then, come out, do your thing. If you're in the A, if you're in Georgia, come on through. I guess you got to buy a ticket or something. Hey, man, hey, do what you need to do what you need to do. Yeah, I didn't say anything. Motherfuckers love to do that shit. Put a bunch of words together, don't say shit. But yeah, Master Student Conference. I'm not gonna be up on stage. I'm gonna be vending, but that's what the work is for us, anyways. Because up there, I'm not a master student. I'm not a master student. I'm an adequate teacher. I ain't met a motherfucker in this shit yet. I'm not teaching. Oh my god, that was arrogant. Let's say it was confident. Okay, look, I'll even say it was arrogant. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Like the shit I'm giving y'all, man, it seems easy, it seems basic, it seems in plain sight, but I'm telling you, it's more advanced than most of these other niggas are doing. All right, it's not simply because I'm magnanimous and extraordinary and astounding. All right, it's not simply because of those things. It has something to do with it, but it's not simply because of those things. It's because the directive is to go within, and motherfuckers are trying to blow over water bottles and demon time. Like, what is the within? And I say this shit all the time. What is you? What is you? What is you? What the fuck is Aries talking about? No, I'm not gonna ask. I don't want to look like I'm stupid. Nigga, look like you stupid for 5 seconds so you can stop spending all this time looking like you stupid. Come on, man. Just ask the question. Admit you don't know so you can know. That's one of niggas' biggest problems. Like I said, they impressed with themselves. They satisfied with the progress that they made because it feels good. And they feel that they can get their wishes fulfilled. I can manifest. I can hit you in an affliction and death current. Like, nigga, what? I'm going to manifest this money again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And then again. Like, what the fuck? Okay, you really that good? You just got to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again? Fuck out of here, man. Y'all niggas ain't doing nothing. And they think they are because they're impressed with themselves. Like the analogy I usually use. You're in a race. You at the race. You a nigga say, hey, I'm here to race. I'm here to do the damn thing. I'm never coming back to the physical world. That's what y'all niggas love to say. I'm never coming back to the physical world. I'm done. Okay, cool. So you here to do the work. You the reason niggas is coming to the show. Okay, cool. You sitting in the audience impressed with yourself because you're better than the audience. The audience didn't come for they came to watch the show. They ain't come do the work. The audience ain't come do the work. Hell, there's niggas in the audience talking about, I'm here to do the work. They ain't here to do the work. You know they're not here to do the work, because all they do is look at the niggas behind them. Ha ha, you niggas are in the nosebleed seats. Well, nigga, you in the stands too. Fuck you mean? Nigga, get out the audience if you here to do the work. And then, look, niggas get out the audience, get onto the track, right? They on the track, right? Starting the finish line at the same place. Niggas are mind blown. Oh my God, the start's right there, the finish is right there. I mean, I don't even have to move. No. So the work is doing absolutely nothing. No. That's already been done. The nothingness, the absolute nothing, like the stop. It's like trying to make a song where you recreate silence. All you can do is condition silence with music. Like that pause in the song will be the most iconic part in the song. You condition silence. Like every song begins and ends with silence. Niggas don't get it, and they don't get that they don't get it, and they're not gonna get that they don't get it because they're impressed with themselves. And see, if you heard me say that, you laugh, ha ha, look at him, get him married, and you think I'm not talking about you, I'm probably talking about you. Not the nigga who said, you know what, Eric's probably talking about me. Shh, I'm fucking up, man. I gotta get on my work. What am I doing? That nigga, I'm not talking about him. I don't need to. The motherfucker talking about himself. I'm talking about your dumb ass. Wow. Oh shit. This nigga said Pootie Tang definitely did it. But, well, I was about to hit him, but not when it hit me real quick. Hey, look, you gotta be out here. I'm not saying do what Pootie Tang did. Do how he did. Remember, it's not what you think, it's how you think. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Do how that nigga did. He came out the mouth however the fuck he wanted to. Everybody knew what he's talking about. He wanted to get it done. He got it done. Smooth, elegantly. Do it. And remember, it's not what you think, it's how you think. Motherfuckers got to be honest with themselves. So many of these motherfuckers get into spirituality like them false Christians did. They was in a religion to feel better about the lie that they live. Motherfuckers in this spiritual shit to feel better about the lie that they live. And it's basic shit. You got to be honest with yourself. More especially for the males. You see it in my questions, man. You see it in my questions. In a little, what was it down here? Yeah, go ahead. What is it, number 2? Should be number 2. Do men need to be honest? Hey, look, I can already some motherfuckers. Yeah, man, he's start telling the truth. You probably don't even want the truth. Leave me alone. Okay, look, I'm getting to this next segment, y'all. I'm getting to this next segment. Hit y'all with a little bit of masculinity. Then we're gonna get into the last 2 segments of the show, but not right away. I'm gonna enjoy myself. This motherfucker, man, Justin LeBoy. We as men have changed tremendously over the ages, but what has not changed about us is our continued efforts and pursuit to gain the affections of women. I have heard it said that men respond to what they see and women respond to what they hear. As a result, women wear makeup and men lie. I wonder though, what this has made us as men. My question today, do men need to stop lying? Before I get started, and to put this squarely on the table, because I can't even make this video without actually making this known, in terms of who lies more, or even who lies bigger, if I had to choose, I would say women. For me, undoubtedly. And we can go back and forth on the reasons for that in another segment. This segment today is about men and our lies. Women respond to what they want to hear. It feels good to hear the things you want to hear, and women are emotion-centric creatures. This isn't a slight at women or a suggestion that they should be some other type of way. I put this out because for this reason, men will lie to get what we need or want from women. The truth is the truth, but it doesn't often feel as good to face it, know it, or have it given to you. For that reason, we lie. More than the lies that we tell women to either avoid their disapproval or to gain it, the lies that we have been living and telling ourselves are the bigger issue here. We have been lying to ourselves about what we want, and it has become the order of the day for men to suppress their desires, motivations, and intentions in lieu of a lie. Many times, and unfortunately, if this is left untended to, it results in some form of a violent outburst. That, although likely unintentional, does damage all the same, whether it be to women and children, other men, or even ourselves. As the numbers show, women most certainly attempt suicide much more than men do. However, with the general trend of us being better than women at things, we succeed at suicide far more often. Suicide isn't a desire for death. There is nothing that lives that desires not to live, regardless of how fashionable it may seem to say things like that. Rather, suicide is a desire for life that is perceived as wholly unattainable, so much so that the burden of living without it is too great to bear. They haven't given up on life, but given up on the possibility of a life they can be satisfied with themselves in. All the same, we need to curb this trend and give men the tools to make for themselves lives they can realistically desire to exist in. As far as masculine medicine is concerned, I have 3 principles, each with a practice and a theory side to it. The theory side of the 3rd principle is that this is your life. That is what's at stake. This isn't an attempt to shame men who commit suicide. Frankly, I don't think the shame would have any effect. They're already dead. This is a call to action for the men who remain to refuse to live a lie. Your life is for you to live and no one else. This is your life. You are the only person ever obligated to provide fulfillment and happiness in your life for your life. Not a woman, not children, not your family, not some society, spooky spirit, or some other superego. You. If you want those things in the life you live, they are your responsibility to attain. I don't care what anyone deserves, more especially not you or me. We bring ourselves to the point we are at, and by that same respect, we bring ourselves out. As a thing is bound, so it is unbound. You always have a choice. The first step to this isn't seeking anything out there in the world. The first step is being honest with yourself about yourself. Honesty about what you want and why you want that, and not settling for just how you feel. Honesty about why you have done and continue to do the things that you do in your life, regardless of whether or not you like the feeling about the answers that you find. You have to strive for the honesty in order to find the answers. The path to finding out what you want and how to actually get that is to be honest with yourself about why you want any of that in the first place. This honesty will not simply help you in getting out of your own way in your pursuit of attaining the life that you wish to live and then living it. The greater benefit you receive in this dedication to honesty is its utility it provides you in maintaining your position. Let me explain. The practice side to that 3rd principle that I mentioned earlier is this: be righteously honest. In my experience, quite often, women are told to do what is right for them. Men, in that same breath, are told to do the right thing. Your life is for you to live and no one else. What that right thing is what's right for you. This is the premises that you need to be moving from. Author Rollo Tomasi calls this being your own mental point of origin. If this seems selfish, that's because it is. Not only is this your life and you have to live it? But that position will most certainly be challenged in many ways. If the general burden of performance wasn't enough, the challenge to what you say is right for you and the rest of the world insisting on rejecting that is an unrelenting challenge indeed. What will keep you on track? Being righteously honest. To be righteous is to be without guilt and motivated according to that which is right. If you know what is right for you and you are your own mental point of origin, and on top of that, you have been honest as you can with your conclusions, you can be righteous about the position you take and the moves that you make. When challenged, you can be passionate about the defense of your square without needing to be fearful or fall into emotional instability and recklessness. You can navigate your emotions, as confusing as they may be sometimes, based upon principles for your life that you know are designed for the outcomes you want to attain. This is your life. Be righteously honest, and your steps will be as sure and steady as your footing. If you can get your head and your heart wrapped around this idea, you will then have the tools and supplies to not only begin building the skeleton of, but to flesh out your own personal philosophy for the life that you are living. The first step is not simply to ask yourself the questions, but to answer them honestly, regardless of how you feel about what will come up. You need to see the truth, and you need it from you. I'll leave you with this, and I'll say it behooves you to think about it. A question without an answer is a statement, and a statement doesn't warrant an answer. Smooth. Yeah, I love that one. That part at the end. A question without an answer is a statement, and a statement does not warrant an answer. And being honest with yourself, you're going to have to ask yourself the right questions. I got you, most certainly. I would expect that to be the case. But, and this is something key people miss in navigating their own thinking, is you have to answer the fucking questions. You can't just let the questions stand there. Why the hell I ain't clean my room? Without an answer, it's a statement against myself. It's another way of saying, I'm a dirty nigga who should have cleaned this room. Answer the fucking question. I'm a dirty nigga. Why I ain't clean my room? I'm a dirty nigga. Okay, well, if I want to get my room clean, I got to stop being a dirty nigga. There, I have a path forward, as opposed to a statement against myself. And I'm not saying if this isn't a self-love thing. It's logical. A question without an answer is a statement, and a statement doesn't warrant an answer. Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly goes good on toast. I don't actually think that it was a statement, but the statement doesn't warrant an answer, and that's the point. A statement doesn't warrant an answer. If a question comes up, answer it. Don't worry about, I don't want to have to admit to myself that I don't have to look at the fact that I'm a dirty nigga. And then look, you get the answer, you can examine that shit. Well, maybe it's not because I'm a dirty nigga. You know what I mean? Okay, I could be a dirty nigga and there's some shit I don't do right, but the reason I ain't clean my room, because last night I was doing da-da-da-da-da-da, whatever the fuck. Like, if you're sitting there avoiding the answer, you'll never be able to examine it. And it'll be another thing that you're running away from. Not what you need. Not what you need at all. All right? So I want to clear that last point up. I also want to make this clear as well, okay? Personally, and with the information I'm giving here, I'm not interested in what women should be doing. It's never a topic, never my point. I'll talk shit about what women do. Cool, it's funny. I'll make a joke. I'll talk shit about what men do. All right. Yeah, I'll talk more about women do just to make the point. It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. I'm not saying what women should do. What I am saying is what men should do. I'm not concerned with what women do. If she's not my woman, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. Like, look, maybe if we had some type of collective culture or collective community, black community bullshit. I have another segment about that. Unless we had some type of collective culture community, maybe then I could care. I could care about what she's doing in respect to our collective. Ain't no black community no more. Ain't no black community. Period. Why the fuck do I care? I don't care. I don't. And I'm not gonna be the nigga that's like, I'm gonna say what I should say or what's appropriate to say, because if someone else hears me saying what I shouldn't be saying, they're gonna look at me and I'm gonna get canceled. Canceled from what? Canceled from what? I'm not famous. I don't give a fuck about me. I'm shit. I'm gonna say what the fuck I wanna say. Even if I'm famous. Maybe I'll get famous for saying what the fuck I wanna say. But my focus is not what women should do. I could give a fuck. I really could. I really could. I prefer people to do exactly what they want to do. It tells me more about them than I'll ever need to know. I don't need to condition or press somebody into a box of what I think they should be doing. Now, men, hey, do you want to figure out how we're going to go? Because look, the only reason I even give a fuck is because physically, and once again, we get back into the levels of analysis, right? Physically, as a male, need other males. Need other males. All right, not in a communal sense the same way women do, but in a sense where, look, like you're not going to have one molecule to make up a cell wall. It has to have a bunch linked together to make the cell wall. Got to have some niggas on my back, but, hey, until you do what you got to do. That's the only thing. Like, look, okay, spiritual being. Everyone dies alone and is born alone. All right, cool, I got you. We're all alone. You're not. You're not. The details. In the details. Matter of fact, soon as you're born, there's people there. Soon as you're born, there's people there. When you die, there's generally people there. Unless you were a piece of shit and you're going to die alone. Levels of analysis. On the level of analysis where you're talking about soul, ain't no we. It's only one thing. But on the level of analysis where you're talking about where I got to eat every day, I got a meat bag that breathes. Go to work, get money. Yeah, that's a different level of analysis. And so on that level of analysis, shit got to get done. Shit got to get done. And to conflate the different levels of analysis is folly. It's oversimplification to the point of being incorrect. Okay? It's just like 0 and 1. To the degree to which 0 is, it is a 1. They're correct, but from different levels of analysis. It's like an ocean with different densities of water. You can say, oh, well, it's all water. Okay, yeah, you're not wrong. But you've missed the trees for the forest. You've missed the trees for the forest. So you can miss either the forest for the trees or the trees for the forest. It's about how you're perceiving what's going on. If you're so caught up in the forest, you can't see the trees is an issue. If you're so caught up in individual trees, you can't see the forest, that's an issue. The issue isn't whether or not you see the forest or the trees. The issue is knowing how the two come together. The details. And if your details are fucked or unscrutinized, I'm above debating. Oh, you niggas ain't above telling, oh, here's a new secret tip. Shut the fuck up. You ain't above that shit. You ain't above making fun of Christians who ain't here to do the work. So no, you're not above debating. You're just scared of the shit. That's what motherfuckers are scared to have to be wrong. They're scared that, okay, I've done all this shit for so long and I made all that fuss about Jesus and now I get out here and I'm the dumb nigga. Yeah, you the dumb nigga. You the dumb nigga. Y'all rejected all the cultures and religions of the past and not just rejected them, tried to redo them without comprehending them. It's a whole new ball game. It's a whole new game out here. It's a whole new way, and it's not about superhuman God body. Like this, it's flesh. This stuff is flesh. The brain, your pineal, whatever little special organ or particulate matter niggas want to get into, it's all flesh. It rots away. And to think that the flesh or any type of particulate matter is a prerequisite for spiritual is fucked. It's ass backwards. Niggas is confused. And instead of having to admit they're confused, niggas go, okay, well, there's no such thing as someone being confused. Ha! Ha! Now I'm never confused. Ha ha! Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You can't color in something without lines. Thank you, casters. Thank you. Definition, limitation has its purpose, its utility, its reason for being. Y'all motherfuckers, niggas so quick to be limitless. I'm everything. Like, nigga, you was always everything. There isn't anything that isn't everything. The dust under your bed is everything. The shit you took this morning is everything. All the shit you hate and don't think should exist is everything. That's not saying anything. It's just like I did at the beginning of the show. It's just words that don't mean anything. Look, definition and limitation have their purpose. I've given the example before. Here, I'll give it again. All right, we're going to play a game. You go first. You need limitation. Limitation, illusion, boundaries are part of the nature of creation. Not just the created, the nature of creation. Otherwise, you just have that 0-1 thing. Come. It's easy when you look at it, but most motherfuckers aren't going to look at it because they like to think they already got it. Just like Christians did. These niggas was bad Christians. They got mad at Christianity. Oh no, it was fake. This is real now. Spooky Kundalini oil. No. The devil's in the details. The devil's in the details. And you gotta get past personality. See, personality is gonna be the first door you're gonna have to move through in this go within thing, okay? And which is another issue, niggas, because niggas think they're their personality. That's why I'm always asking, what is you? What is you? What are you agreeing to? I'm not saying it's got to be one thing forever, all the time, always. Like, I'm not. Whatever implication comes up when you hear the question is about you. Don't try and figure it out. It's simple. 3 words. 3 words. Hell, you can go look the words up in somebody's dictionary. Niggas is trying to be extra spooky. You're thinking too hard. It's not something out there. It's you. It's right there in your face. But if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't see nothing. If you don't know what you're looking at, you don't see nothing. There's one other thing I want to talk about before I get into this next segment. The next segment is about how to spot a charlatan. All right, I got 3 ways. 3 ways. But one thing I want to mention before I start talking about how to spot a charlatan is this notion that people have about having to do all this shit on your own. Okay? No one can save you, right? No one can do the work for you. You got to do the work. It's all about self. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Here's the thing. Once again, levels of analysis. On a level of soul, yeah, you're correct. That's true. And this corporeal shit, that's not true. You read somebody's book, not doing it by yourself. You watch somebody's video, not doing it by yourself. You talking to niggas in your Instagram stories, not doing it by yourself. So you can stop playing yourself, puffing yourself up, being impressed with yourself. Look at me, I'm out here solo dolo. You wasn't doing the solo dolo to start with. So stop trying to pretend like that's what it's going to be. Because when you say solo dolo, what the fuck you talking about? That personality again? That body personality, that meat bag and its personality, the hardware and the software. Boy, both of them things are the computer. I don't even fuck with the spooky supercomputer shit. Like, bro, this is what it is. It's an issue of pride. Like I said, my kids are killing y'all, man. It's not the ego doing shit to you. It's not. This is an issue of pride. Hey, look at me. I'm solo dolo. I'm doing it on my own. I learned this all by myself. Yeah, that's why you probably got shitty form. You got shitty form, but see, nobody's gonna tell you because if they do, they're labeled a troll. I like being a troll though, so it don't matter to me. But the other motherfuckers who aren't gonna say, hey, bro, what the fuck you just said don't make no goddamn sense. Those motherfuckers gonna come around, jerk your dick, and you like that. I know that. You like that. Spirit. No. That's not gonna move you forward. See, you're not even doing it by yourself then, because you're showing it to motherfuckers and they come around, jerk you off. Oh, this is hot. Check. Facts. This nigga dropping gems. That's not by yourself. See, niggas don't know what they talking about, but they saying a lot of words to say nothing. You don't have to beat them niggas, man. You don't have to beat them niggas. Let go of the pride. The ego says one thing. Let me go. Let me go. Once again, 3 words. 3 words. It's not complicated shit. It's not complicated shit, but it's the overthinking. It's the confusion. It's all the different low resolution images that you've picked up to try and make something, but you don't even know what the something's supposed to look like, how it's supposed to be. It's all the faking it till you make it. So you can only fake it for so long with no context of what making it is. And if you have no idea, you'll just try and emulate your instructor or your teacher. Because what you've done is suddenly made that person the image of what it means to make it. Don't do it with me. I'm a fucking mess. Fucking mess. I'm gonna lose at human. Just watch. I'm gonna lose. Oh shit. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get to the segment. 3 ways to spot a charlatan. What the fuck? That's a stupid ass editing move, bro. Hold on. Damn, that's dumb as hell. Alright, I know what I can do though. I know what I can do on that shit. Cause I know the video is not muted because I can hear the music. It's something in the editing. Watch me do it though. Nah, I can't do that. I can't do that. No. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Damn, that's fucked up. Alright. But your boy can, what you call, improvise. Because this is an important one, man. I'm gonna have to re-edit that shit. Fuck me sideways, right? Nah, it's cool. Because this is what happens. This is what happens. It's perfection. I guess I'm gonna just freeball that shit, man. Hey, watch me do this. Watch me do this. Unlock that. Boom, pause that. Alright, I'm gonna freeball this shit, bro. I'm gonna freeball this shit. Look, I'm gonna let that and the music play, and I'm gonna go through it. Watch me do it. Cause, man, this shit's important, and I'm better than all you niggas. Watch me improvise in ways you ain't even know what they could do. Watch me do it. Alright. No, this is a different video. Oh, I know what video this is. This is a different video. This isn't the one I need to be doing. Fuck me, right? And this is the race video. See, man, I'm fucking up all the way right here. Hold on. This is what I need to do. I had the wrong video selected. Damn. In a time where it is supposed
Here we go.
that everyone is correct, or alright. In a time where it is supposed that everyone is correct, or somehow everyone is seemingly above debating, it can be hard to tell who is or isn't a charlatan. If you have even half a drop of common sense, it'll be obvious to you that those arguments are ridiculous. That being said, I'll ask this question for you. What are 3 ways to spot a charlatan? A colleague of mine pointed this out to me, and I have yet to be able to unsee it. People who make their videos in their car on a consistent basis are either usually hiding from their life or hiding their audience from that life. This doesn't just go for videos in a car. This extends to videos done away from their life in general. Maybe in a closet or a back room at the local library. The point is that people who don't live this work will separate their real life from their spiritual life and the teaching of spirituality. Because for them, their spiritual life isn't real life. Far too often, if a person cannot see the line between the physical and non-physical, they will claim that there isn't one. It's easy to say, but difficult to spot many times. Best advice I can give: if they are doing their videos in a car, chances are they are hiding from their life. Anytime someone is saying melanated being, this is an attempt to exclude white people without outright mentioning white people. Not only is this passive-aggressive and cowardly, but more to the point, there's no such thing as a melanated being. Melanin is present in almost every complex nervous system, regardless of skin pigmentation. So, I'll say it once more. There's no such thing as a melanated being. Melanin, along with DNA and spooky Kundalini oil, are all forms of particulate matter. No matter how special they are in the physical world, if they exist at all, that does not mean they have anything at all to do with anything non-physical. Even the suggestion that the non-physical world requires something in the physical world contradicts the fact that the non-physical gives rise to the physical. Also, you will find that people who are not black will try and jump on the melanated being bandwagon to get black points without having to live a black person's life. Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. I have seen teachers who will claim to be part of the melanated being crew, but at the same time find themselves teaching a group of white people in secret. My point isn't that white people are or aren't this or that. My point is that if these teachers would tell you half-truths such as these, what else would they tell you in pursuit of exploiting you? In terms of the realm of spirit, the non-physical world, melanin isn't special. So calling you a melanated being is more often than not a ploy to exploit you. This is the most subtle yet deadliest of all 3 of these signs. When a teacher needs to constantly paint their audience and or motivate them into believing what that person is saying, as opposed to allowing the truth to stand on its own, as truth does. This is generally because what they're saying is not true. But if you feel good about the idea of accepting it, then you're more than likely to do so. They will do things like constantly remind you that you are the gods. These people will give the whole we versus they speech again and again and again to feed your sense of tribalism as opposed to your sense of reason. When someone is painting their audience with flattery and inspiration, it is because their arguments don't have enough force of effect to do the convincing on their own. In conclusion, I'll make it known that there are most certainly different levels to this knowledge and different ways to teach it. I won't ignore that. However, in a climate where anything and everything is considered both right and correct, the integrity of the entire field of study becomes untenable. The word tenable means holdable. In this day and age, this word is almost exclusively used to refer to the holding of concepts and ideas. This word is applicable when something is incapable of being maintained by its own argument, or it's incapable of being rationally defensible. If everyone is correct, the integrity of the entire conversation falls away, and everything becomes untenable, because no one at all will risk the possibility of themselves being wrong. So they eliminate the possibility of wrong, which in that same breath eliminates the possibility of right. That's how those words work. That's what they mean. They define one another. So in the end, as much as they attempt not to be wrong, they inadvertently make it so that they can never be right. It's up to you, but I would suggest you not fall for the hype. There we go. Got to see me catch L live on TV, on YouTube. That's all right. That's cool. Now, the next video I was going to do was going to be the What is Race video. But as you can see, or if you didn't notice, I didn't edit it properly. I muted something that I shouldn't have, which was the fucking dialogue. But, don't need it. Show can go on. Untenable. Untenable. I put that right there at the end because it's a word I want to use more often, but I don't want to sit back and continuously tell niggas what it means because I know niggas don't know what it means. And Nick, I'm not saying I know niggas don't know what it means because haha, look at me, I'm better than niggas. It's like there's a habit not to question things. There's a habit not to check yourself on how well you know what you think you know, or especially when it comes to words. All right, untenable. It can't be held. It's unholdable. All right, and when we're talking about holding, it was talking about ideas and concepts. The ideas and concepts cannot be held based on their own arguments. Okay, and generally, what happens when shit becomes untenable? More especially when you have people who aren't looking to continue the conversation. They're not looking to see where they're wrong. They're looking to make sure they continue to feel good and appear to be correct. Okay? When you have a conversation with people like that, what happens to the subject is it dissolves further and further and further away to the point where there's nothing there anymore. Example, what is a woman? Oh yeah. If you haven't heard of it or seen it, there's a guy named Mike Walsh. I think that's his name. Mike Walsh. He's making a documentary about the whole feminism trans thing. You even got a Supreme Court justice, newly elected, black woman, who when asked, what is a woman, can't define it. You can interpret the Constitution of the United States of America for the highest court cases in the country, but you can't define what a woman is. And these same people will more than likely say, hey, I'm a woman. You can't, a woman is whoever wants to be a woman. You know, so what makes somebody a woman? What is a woman? And see, the conversation has become untenable because the people who are having the conversation, as soon as you nail down anything, it can be attacked and it can be scrutinized. And because what they're actually doing is avoiding scrutiny, they never make any statement. They never make any points. They never agree to anything. They never draw any lines in the sand. And so now, when it comes to the question of what is a woman, there's nothing to say. I mean, it's somewhat. I don't know if it's ironic. I was gonna say it's ironic, but maybe it's not ironic. I have to think about it a little more. But transsexualism destroys feminism. Like it literally eats it. It's the child. Like the whole trans movement would not be a thing without the feminism movement. Not the feminism movement, excuse me. More to be more exact, women's suffrage. Women's suffrage, okay? Because what did you have? You had the idea that women and men are the same. Women, anything a man can do, a woman can do, okay? And there were all these arguments about there's no difference between the two. And then, because that's not scrutinized, it's not allowed to be scrutinized, when you push it to the extreme, you get the trans stuff. Okay, now a man can become a woman and a woman become a man, and then now you push it even further, who knows what's what? As a matter of fact, it's fluid. It's whatever you want to be when you want to be. So now what's happened? There's not going to be any women's sports because you're just going to have a bunch of men who agreed to be women dominating the sports. And it's a chickens coming to the home to roost thing, But me personally, I don't want that situation in metaphysics and spirituality. Okay. And so that's why I'm saying a lot of this stuff is untenable because no one is scrutinizing it. Not even the people who are purporting the bullshit. Okay? This is why you need to be looking for charlatans. And, me personally, I would say if you disagree loudly. Say something. Open your mouth. Don't just sit in the back. Oh my God, I disagree. Oh my God, what's going on with them? That's crazy. They'll figure it out soon. Oh my God, I'm just going to be back here and think highly of myself in the shadows. No, disagree loudly. Open your mouth and say something. But inevitably you won't because you feel, oh, I don't want to look like I'm stupid or I don't want to look like a troll. Okay, you won't. Okay, cool. At least question your own ideas about shit. Okay, and you gotta do it from an honest place. You gotta do it where you want to see how you can be wrong. Because look, as soon as you figure out how you can be wrong, the only thing left is how you can be right. But you can't be trying to avoid the wrong and just go to the right. You can't try and avoid the L's. You gotta play to win. And part of playing to win is accepting the possibility of loss. That's why you have these people out here, you ask them, what's a woman? The Supreme Court fucking justice. I can't define that. I'm not a biologist. Let's stop. Everyone's not right, okay? So, going back through some of these different ways to spot the charlatans. They do their videos in the car. I see this a lot. And it's funny, like I said, one of my homies pointed it out, and I can't unsee it anymore. Like, it's popping up and popping up and popping up. Motherfuckers who will just do their videos in the car while they driving to go do something else. They don't actually set up and think about none of this. They're impressed with themselves. They come right off the top and say whatever the fuck they got to, right outside of their neck. And if you question it, they ready to fight. They're going to throw the death current at you. Telling you, man, it's telling, but you gotta be a person who wants to see where you're wrong. Otherwise, you're just gonna go follow the next person who makes you feel good. And I sure as hell hope that ain't me. Because I'm here to rain on your fucking parade. The melanated shit. Somebody saying that, go ahead and knock it. Because you niggas ain't gonna question them. So just go ahead and walk away, okay? I would say question them on that bullshit. Because, and this is the main argument. See, the shit I'm putting out, it's the tools you need to go out there and actually battle somebody on this shit. Actually challenge somebody on this shit. You say you give a fuck about this stuff. Fight for the integrity of it. Fight for the integrity of it. Here's the issue with the melanated shit. It makes something in the physical world a prerequisite for the non-physical. Like, no. The non-physical gives rise to the physical. It doesn't matter which framework you're looking at. Chakras, tree of life, the zodiac. The non-physical is giving rise to the physical, the more dense aspect. So there's not something in the dense aspect that makes it spirity. Because as soon as you have something that don't have that, how the hell does that even exist? Oh, look what makes us special and spiritual. It's our melanin. Like, no. A rock is spiritual. And then the next thing you know, niggas will start calling everything melanin. Oh, really everything is melanin. So is melanin? This shit don't make sense. And niggas ain't looking for it to make sense. They're doing the same thing they did with Christianity. And they'll usually attribute this idea to belief. It's not belief. What it is blind faith. Belief has reasoning behind it. It's much more of a loose reasoning than the reasoning you would have for knowledge. Belief and blind faith are not the same thing. All knowledge is based in belief. That's unavoidable. Blind faith is you're avoiding facts. This is the same thing the Christians do. I don't care what you tell me. Jesus is the thing. Jesus is my Savior. Jesus gonna come back. I don't care what you say. You trying to take me out of my rise. We the gods. You don't have to be able to explain it. Oh, what's the one I love? What's the one I love? You ain't gotta explain what's understood. How the fuck you understand it if you can't explain it? Nobody's explaining it. No one ever explains it. It's just understood. Fuck you talking about? Saying words to say nothing. And see, if you sitting right there and looking at them, and you don't say nothing, you're agreeing. Silence is acquiescence. Silence is acquiescence. See, bro, get into the law shit too. Get into the law shit. What makes something law? You talking spiritual law. What you think that mean? Rules? Let's stop. Let's stop. These are the laws of spirituality. These are the rules. They're laws because each one unfolds from the next. Each one is an agreement based on the previous agreement. All is mine. Okay, what's that mean? All things are one thing. I don't care what the thing is you call. You can say all is chair, all is energy, all is love, all is light, all is soul, all is melanin. What you're saying is that all things are one thing. Okay, what's the agreement that comes off of that? Correspondence. How do you can't have co-respondence, which is two, prefix co. You can't have co-respondence without there having been one thing to start with. Otherwise, how is it going to have a co-respondence? There's no cooperation without at least having one thing. So you build on the next one. What's the next one? Vibration. That's three things. Center, up, and down. Vibration. Center, up, and down. You couldn't have three things until you had the one and then the two. Each of them are agreements unfolding out from each other. They're contracts. That's what makes them law. If you've agreed to this one, you already agreed to these other ones. It's not rules, cosmic rules. That's Jesus bullshit again. It's agreements. And if you don't know how they unfold from the next, you may as well just go back to the 10 Commandments because you understand it just as well. But then again, no, I'm impressive. You see all these dead niggas? No, I'm much better than them. You see all the niggas in the audience? So you're a good car driver just because you're better than the niggas in the audience. No. Any motherfucker who's on the track running a race, comparing themselves to the niggas in the audience, don't get the race. You don't get it. You itching for last place. You itching for last place. Well, I'm just happy to be here on the track at all. Gratitude. Get the fuck out of here. No, you wasting your time and you lying to yourself. You may as well be in the audience. Play to win. Play to win. A motherfucker overlap you 5 times and you convinced because y'all standing next to each other that you're doing the same thing. No. Fuck out of here. And then the last one, they paint their audience, okay? You guys are the gods. This is our rise. It's time for us to turn up. Why I have to tell you all that? Let me get down to the information. Let me get down to why this is right. Motherfuckers are in this shit for church, so they don't get it. They don't see that. They're not being honest with why they've come to the spirituality, motivation, and wish fulfillment. And so what do these people serve them? Motivation and wish fulfillment. Your self-love, how to feel good about your physical life. Man, suffer. This shit sucks. I get it. But if you don't lean into the suffering, you can't really honestly lean into the joy, the passions, the pleasure. You can't. The motherfuckers will get into the thing where they're doing the super spooky Buddha, and they're like, well, no, I reject all desire and passions and attachments. Even that is in an agreement. Even that is an agreement. It's deeper than all this bullshit people are talking. It's not that it's complicated. It's that Motherfuckers are mixing up their levels of analysis. They learn this thing. All things are one thing. But then down here where there's a multitude of things, trying to say all things are one thing to get over the fact that people can be lonely. It's untenable. It's an example of the fact that they don't understand what they're talking about. Okay? Like, I got plenty of videos on this shit. I got plenty of videos talking about how zero unfolds all the way to the 12-fold pattern. It's like, I remember when I first did that shit, I thought like, damn, this is it right here. Like, this is what niggas was looking for. This is what niggas was looking for. Because, like, I hated it at the 3, hated it at the 5, the 7, the 9. 10, it was like, okay, I see how that works. 12 was like, okay, well, you can go to 16, but it's like 4 and 4. To the degree to which 4 is outstanding of 1, 2, and 3, 4 and 4 is like extra outstanding. But I mean, I don't mean outstanding as in amazing, incredible. I mean outstanding is outside of, standing outside of. Yeah, it's not what niggas think. And niggas don't know what they think yet. They're just excited not to be Christian. And they may as well be Christian because it's blind faith bullshit. Damn, man. I'm sitting thinking about that video that I didn't edit right. Oh, well. I caught it. Oh, yeah. Next week, not going to be doing the show. I'm going to be at the Master Student Conference. Make sure we get in there, get our vending right. So, I'm going to have a week off the show. 17 episodes in a row. 17 fucking weeks. 17 fucking weeks. First week without a show. It's going to be all right, though. I'm going to come back strong. I'm actually thinking of breaking this show into seasons. So maybe that'll be the perfect opportunity. I don't know. I have to think about it. But at this point, man, 17 episodes in a row. This just fun. And it's just getting started, man. Just getting started. All right, y'all. Without my last video, I'm mad. I gotta go re-edit that shit, and I'm gonna have to release it not next week, but the week after that. Ain't that a bitch? This is what I can do. Nah, I don't want to do that. I'm just exit here. I'm exit here, man. I'm gonna clear up the sky for y'all right now, man. Damn it. It was gonna roll right into the next one, man. That what is race? I've been waiting to put that one out. I've been waiting because I'm like, gotta do this delicately. Because niggas conflate fucking race and spirituality all the goddamn time. Matter of fact, I can just fucking say the shit. Because it's my fucking video. I know how to fuck go. I'ma just say the shit. So if you clicked off because you thought I was about to be done, I don't know what to tell you. I'm still here talking. Anyway, fuck that shit. Motherfuckers will conflate race and spirituality. They make race into an ancient spiritual thing. Oh, it's Kemet, the black land. Like, no, you don't know enough about Egypt. There was a black and a red land. The red land was the land of the foreigners and their gods. The wilderness, chaos, storms. The black land was the home of the people of that particular religion, of that particular framework of thinking. It's not about your skin. All right, race isn't biological. Race isn't even skin color. All right, I remember I was talking to a Jewish dude one day, and I was like, yo, you're a white dude. But the conversation was more than that, obviously. But that's what it came down to. He was like, no, I'm Jewish. That's the first time I ever heard that. Because in my head, race was always skin color. But think about that shit. It had to hit me. And it hit me good. Race ain't skin color. The Irish came over here, and the Irish have been coming for a long time. But at the point where the Irish starting to take jobs from the people who are already here, they ain't just get to be white. Hell no, they ain't just get to be white. They had to create their own job unions. Once they started ragging on niggas, that was their gateway in. Race isn't skin color. Race is not biological. I'll tell you where race starts at. Race starts in the first time you're going to see race in history to denote a group of people is going to be 1681. Okay. And the other day I heard somebody talking about the root races. Coincidentally, 4 root races. Like, no, motherfucker, you're looking at a metaphysical text. It's an allegory. It's a metaphor for fucking the fourfold pattern, the elements. You niggas know this shit. It's not race. Look, 1681 is the first time race was anywhere in law or otherwise. Okay, 1681. They were called anti-miscegenation laws. That wasn't when the first anti-miscegenation law was, which is what's telling. 1681 was the first time you saw race in law or otherwise. 1665 was the first of the anti-miscegenation laws. And people say anti-miscegenation was outlawing interracial marriage. No. The devil's in the details. What it did was stop British and freeborn women from marrying Negro slaves. No white, no black. All right, because Negro wasn't black for the people, for the English. For the Spanish, that's what they were saying. The English, no, that's not what they were talking about. The British, no, that's what they were talking about. They would call you Negroid, okay? So there's no white or black. 1665, there's no white or black. 1681, then they reword the language in the law to say that now British and other white women can't marry Negro slaves. So now all of a sudden, white is here. Same type of laws from 1665 to 1681. Same type of laws, but now all of a sudden white is here. Why is white there? Because in 1676, there was something called Bacon's Rebellion. It was a year-long rebellion here in the colonies. Well, basically what happened was one of the dudes, Francis Bacon. No, not Francis Bacon. I don't think it's Francis Bacon. I think that's somebody else. Charles Jim. Dude's name was Bacon though. They were mad about the natives taking jobs, and so they dressed up as natives and they started a rebellion. But what eventually happened was it was an uprising of the poorer class, because back then, like I said, there wasn't race. So when you have these indentured servants on farms, they're working right next to people of African descent. All right, so you have the people of British descent, which are the poor people, the criminals, the orphans and widows, stuff like that. Like motherfuckers who would have nothing in England. They come to the Americas, work an indenture, and then get their freedom. Okay, these motherfuckers working right alongside other people who weren't European. Okay, and so they lived the same lives as the rich people who they were serving the indentures for. But during Bacon's Rebellion, these motherfuckers came together and caused an uprising. And so after Bacon's Rebellion, the rich folks in the colonies and in Europe, they was like, look, it's not going to happen again. We got to divide and conquer. How'd they do it? They created white. All right, now, oddly enough, white women are the first subjects of racism. See, racism isn't something you do. It's an ism. It's a system of thought. An ism is a system of thought. Feminism. Oh, that person did something feminist. You don't say that because it's an ism. That person did something capitalist. You don't say that because it's an ism. That person did something racist. Niggas say that because they don't get what an ism is and never even thought to think about it. I know. I didn't think about it before I knew the shit. You got to not know before you know. And if you don't accept the fact that you don't know, you never get around to knowing. Anyway, white women were the first subjects of racism, the system of thought called race, about race. White was the first race. Without the instantiation of white, there is no race. Race is a caste system. Like in India, they have the caste system. Race is a caste system. It's not biological. It's not ancient and spiritual, and it's not skin color. It's a caste system. Racism is literally white supremacy. It's not even an issue for people who aren't white. Like, this shit is white. It's white people's problem. And the main reason it's white people's problem is because white supremacy doesn't serve white people. White supremacy doesn't serve white people. Remember, I already told you about the conversation I had with the dude. Tell me it's not white. Look, Racism doesn't serve white people. So niggas don't even really need to worry about it. What they need to do is find a way to stop agreeing to that caste system. Niggas still agree to it. They don't know what the fuck else to do. Part of the reason, and they don't know how this shit works. They think that racism is bigotry and prejudice. That's not the case. It can be an effect of such, but racism is not bigotry and prejudice. Racism is literally white supremacy because race is a caste system. Bro, you can look up all this shit. If you don't believe me, look at this niggas here talking about the white woman. There's a white woman who does it. Jacqueline Battlelore. Jacqueline Battlelore. Look her up. Please. And if you want to get into how racism functions today and continues to function, check out a lady, Robin DiAngelo. Because it's about whiteness. That's the thing. Racism is white supremacy. It's not the Klan. It's not mean police officers. It's a system of thought. It's a caste system. And because whiteness continuously goes unacknowledged, it gets to slip under the radar and no one mentions it. Like motherfuckers see it talking about calling themselves people of color. First of all, that's colored people. That's literally, you're calling yourself colored people again. You're calling yourself colored people again. Just trying to switch the word here. It's going to be different. No, it's not. People of color. Take the up out of there, switch it back. Colored people. You literally calling yourself colored people and asking white folks to call you colored people. And then all you're doing is not mentioning white people. Like motherfuckers who say melanated beings. This is part of the reason why that's cap. They running your jewels. They running your jewels, nigga, run your shit. That's cap, melanated being. What you're trying to do is find a way not to say white people. And it's passive aggressive and cowardly. Just be real. If that's what you mean, say it. No, I gotta make it spooky spiritual. I'm gonna say melanated being. Let's stop. White folk got melanin in them too. Niggas don't know what melanin is. They just think, oh, I'm brown. Brown power. No. That's the devil's in the fucking details. Niggas need nuance. And that's what niggas is missing. Melanated being bullshit, boy. Tomorrow times 2. When you are splitting your segment, upload this section. Yeah, I probably have to go back and split this up. I was thinking of going back and splitting up some of the episodes into pieces and parts and stuff. Take too much time. But if I decide to split this shit into seasons, and I stop for a small while, then maybe I'll think about it. But hey, look, go back, cut it out, do a little screen save. Let niggas know. Shit, let niggas know. Dawson says there a color of law. Yeah, color of law is like, once again, laws not rules, laws are contracts, laws are agreement. If you come, let's say there's an agreement for a county, right? The agreement creates a county, creates Fulton County. Fulton County creates a sheriff's office, okay? So now that person is colored by that law. All right, well, no. They're vested by the power of that law. There we go. They're vested in that law. But if someone comes claiming to be a sheriff who's not, they're colored. They may look like it, but they're not. They're not vested in that power. They're colored. Okay? That's just stupid shit. Because what's the premises of being colored? That you're not colored, that you're clear, that you're white, that you're pure. It's just hilarious. But no, color of law is a different thing. Yeah. And like one of the same motherfuckers was in my comments this week, was in my DM talking about fucking that they'd accepted, they claimed their birth certificate, and he was talking about having, teaching niggas to redeem themselves in sovereignty. I'm saying, listen, and I already know these niggas don't know what they're talking about. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They probably know more than a lot of dead niggas, and congratulations. Don't know what they're talking about. Don't know what they're talking about. Legal and equitable title. Legal and equitable title. Own everything, own nothing, control everything. What's the difference between ownership and control? Legal and equitable title. You got a birth certificate. What is a certificate? What is it certifying? Because the registration of the birth is going to be your equitable title. The birth certificate is the legal title. It's been given to the trustee. It's a trust relationship. It's been given to the trustee. If you took it, you accepted it, you received it, and acknowledged it, motherfucker's going to acknowledge it by claiming it. You've made the highest piece of evidence against yourself that you are the trustee and not the beneficiary. Claim the fucking birth certificate. No. What you gotta do, what is you? See, it's your premises of thinking. It's where you came to the table with. What direction you come at. All right? You never left Kansas, Dorothy. I'm going to reject this and reclaim that and send that back. No, you don't need to walk the yellow brick road and make a little stupid fuck friends. You never left Kansas. Motherfuckers is stuck in democracy, don't know what a republic is. Playing public and have no idea how private works. But you can't mix and match the jurisdictions. It's not going to work. They define one another. You can't mix them. And when you do, it's a thing. It's a abomination. Abomination. You create an abomination. That's it. You could. I was gonna say it's colored, but it's more than that. It's more than it's colored. It's like 2 layers of being colored. Like, it's ridiculous. The issue with the law stuff is the presumption. It's the presumption that's been built. All right, minimum contact. You don't even the smallest agreement to their reality makes the whole damn thing. It invokes the whole damn thing. I can sit here talking for months about this shit, and just listening to me ain't even gonna get it. Like, you got to get out there and write documents. You got to learn how to write documents. That used to be the shit I hated most, learning law shit. Now, I love it. Give me a fucking reason sometimes, man. But it's a learning process, and niggas think they can pay somebody to give you a few documents, and now you got sovereignty. Like, no. You have to defeat the presumption, and you have to know how the presumption works. Like I say, motherfuckers walk into a room with people they have never met in their life and assume they know what's going on because they watch TV. Not possible. You got pieces of paper in your pocket, Federal Reserve note, get money, get bags, get a check. No, what is that? How the fuck does that work? It's a note, and it's somebody else's property. See, the issue around money isn't, oh, let's turn it all to gold, let's go back to gold. No, the issue is property. That's why gold was a thing, because it was property. Property. See, niggas talk out the side of their neck, don't even get the English language. And when look at me, plain birth certificate, sovereignty. Boy, you behind in the game. Talking to the wrong nigga. I'm telling you. The issue was property. And then what's your relationship to that property? What do you mean by colored? Leah says, what do you mean by colored? Oh shit, that's all these other things I didn't say. I didn't see none of this shit. Great work, sell everything. I was gonna say, just speak about it. When I was talking about colored, I was talking about color of law. Well, I was talking about that in response to what Dawson said, but originally I was talking about after Dawson said color of law, that's when I brought up the people of color shit. Yeah, but colored is it's this thing that has the appearance of something. All right. If let's say I got you, Aaliyah, right, and you're Aaliyah, but I put a police uniform on you. And you don't get none of the training, you don't get none of the certification, none of the authority, but I just put the uniform on you. You're colored as a police officer. Okay, you've been colored as a police officer. If you go through all the process and get the uniform as a result, you can be a police officer without even putting on a uniform. But if I just put the uniform on you, you've been colored as one. That's what I mean by colored. It's presented to appear as such. Okay, so when someone's working under color of law, they're working under the presentation so that they're working under a specific presentation so that they can appear to have a particular authority. It's like when it comes to law, every word means something. Like people are used to saying a bunch of words to try and convey a vague meaning. You get what I mean? You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? No, you didn't say it. You didn't say it. Every single word has a piece. You go into court, like a tennis court, if there's a game being played, there's a back and forth. If you don't know how the game's played, if you're fucking up the tools, you're not gonna win. And see, the referee, like there's a thing called parents patria, where that's Latin. They'll basically take care of an idiot. If an idiot walks in the room who can't take care of themselves and they make it obvious, they have the authority to take care of that idiot. Now, if an idiot walks up to you, you don't tell them they're an idiot. That makes you an idiot. That makes you an idiot. If you're going to argue with an idiot about whether or not they're an idiot, you're the idiot. Okay? So they're not going to tell you, hey, you look like an idiot. If you look like an idiot, by an action, so a thing is defined. By its action, so a thing is defined. If you walk in there and you do some idiotic shit, they're just gonna treat you like an idiot. More especially if you keep acting like one. It's not even simply a status, Laura. It's not a status. Look, your status is already what it is when you walk into the room. But like I said, motherfuckers walk into a room, people they don't know, and treat it like they know what the fuck is going on. Basically, what happens is people walk into the courtroom, you got the highest status already. You're the only one standing. The judge is sitting, the others are fucking lying because they're animating a piece of paper. You're the only one with any standing. You walk in there and diminish your capacity consistently in agreement with the presumption that they've already built. And since the 30s, they've already been able to presume that the presumption's already built. So they don't have to build the presumption right there in court every time. That's the difference between denotative and connotative language. Yeah, and especially in law, it's very mechanical. The denotative part is always there. Like that's why they have so many different law dictionaries. Different edition. Like it's not even the same language. It's a different language called legalese. It has the sound of common parlance English, but it's not common parlance English. It's a whole other language. And if you haven't studied how that language works, you walk in there and you think you know what's going on, but you look like an idiot. It's like somebody walks into the tennis court and they got their racket on backwards. And they're trying to shoot the tennis ball. This motherfucker's an idiot. They have no idea what they're doing. Somebody get this motherfucker to the cashier so he can pay us some money and get the fuck out of here. He has no idea what he's doing. And motherfuckers will use the words that Massa and them gave them as opposed to doing some of your own research or questioning what that word meant. You get impressed with yourself like, hey, I already know this. Hey, I get this stuff already. No, you don't. And the only way you figure out that you don't is getting in there and catching the L's. I'm telling you. Ugh. Ah. Sound like water the state, dead in the water, lost at sea. Yeah, water the state, dead in the water, lost at sea. So you walk in there, motherfucker, just out of nowhere, just saying a name. You remember on Titanic at the end, where they in the cold water floating on the door and shit, niggas out there on the boat calling, hey, you guys out there? Hey, that's what they do. That's why they build part of the presumption. Like that's why they have the bar so they can presume a separation. Even though you can sit there and like, we're in the same room. What are you talking about? It's presumed. The symbolism for it is right there. Hey, anybody out there? Here you go. Me, sir. They said words that sounded like your name, and so you said, "Hey, it must be me." Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola don't stand up. Somebody representing Coca-Cola stands up. Like it's basic little stuff. It's basic little stuff, but you got to put all the pieces together. Like just like with the spirituality stuff, it's not having a whole bunch of pieces and say, "Hey, look at all these little pieces I got. I must have it here. This must be it." Like no, you have to know how these pieces go together. It can't be a collection of low resolution images. It has to be put together into a high resolution. It's like the Cardassian law. You're already presumed guilty before the trial. Yeah. Yeah, like look, that's what the plea deal and the arraignment shit is for. That's what the plea deal and the arraignment shit is for. Like next time you have an arraignment, read the fucking paper. Read it. You waive your right to the presumption of innocence. I remember the first time I saw that on there. It was my first time ever reading the paper, and I was like, wow, I missed that. I fucking missed that. I'm not doing that. What the fuck? Hell no. You waive your right to the presumption of innocence. And look, as soon as you've done that, everything else is a show. Everything else is a show. You think, oh, let me just sign this real quick. I'm a judge. Well, it's a show. It's a fucking show for the idiot in the room because the idiot don't get it. It's like when you hand your little brother or sister the controller that's not plugged into the video game and just let them play. You don't know what the fuck going on, no way. Get the fuck out of here. No. You waive your right to the presumption of innocence. And it's standard procedure. It's standard procedure. Because what are they going to do? Threaten you with, oh, well, if you don't sign this, we're going to da-da-da-da-da-da. You can't. You can't. Unless, of course, you agree to the shit. Look, somebody says you have your driver's license. What are they talking about? What is a driver? What is a license? Does it necessarily have to be a little piece of plastic in my pocket? That's a card. What's a card? Matter of fact, I'll give you one I know no one's talking about. I'll give you one I know no one's talking about. I don't even talk about the shit because I prefer metaphysics and spirituality because it's actually something motherfuckers can do something with. It's actually tenable. Look, here's something no one's talking about out here. I know, only my mentor was talking about it. I've looked. What's a signature? What's a signature? See, you think it's the mark you leave on a paper, but a mark is a mark. Look up the words. What is a mark? A signature is an acknowledgement, is an acceptance. That has nothing to do with the mark. That has nothing to do with the mark. The mark is the effect of the acceptance. The mark is the effect of the signature. That's why they have to put the word signature under the line so it can be presumed. Sir, is this your signature? It's a mark on a paper, dude. If I don't agree to what the fuck's going on right now, I don't agree to it. That's a mark on a piece of paper. Is this your signature, sir? Yeah, that looks like it. Niggas ain't talking about it because they don't know. There's no one out here has a silver bullet for this shit. Because you have to know how the game is played. If you don't know how the game is played, I don't care what document you have. I don't care who taught you. You have to know how the game is played. There's no move to get them to just do what they're supposed to do. They know what they're supposed to do. What is you? You walk in with the highest standing and then progressively diminish your own capacity based on your actions and agreements. It's simple shit. Contract. Yes, contract is law. Contract is law. Not policies made by politicians enforced by police. Law. I don't care what document you got gonna say, oh, I've now claimed the birth certificate. What do you want that piece of trash for? If it was worth anything, they wouldn't have given it to you. Oh, shit. I'm telling you, it's the presumptions. And this is why I tell people, the spiritual shit, the shit you've done to yourself spiritually, what is you? The shit you've done to yourself spiritually is the same thing these motherfuckers do to you legally with paper. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're agreeing to diminish your own capacity. But because you don't know the nature of your agreement, how you're agreeing, you will continue to agree. You'll continue to agree on and on and on, over and over and over. And well, you can't really claim fraud because you got to prove fraud. They're not defrauding you. They're not doing anything to you. The ego ain't doing shit to you. What are you agreeing to? That's the issue. Oh, look at me, I've claimed my birth certificate. Oh, really? Okay, where do you live? 225 what's the street? Done. So is this your signature on this license? And you think it's a little scribble at the bottom of the plastic card. What are you agreeing to? What is you? What do you think is going on? That's the issue. Ryan Morrow, when you say since the 1930s, did some type of law come out of that year? 1933. In 1913, they put the law on the books. They put the law on the books to change well, not necessarily to change, but it was it's what they called the experiment in democracy. Okay, what was it? FDR, where they took us off the gold standard. They actually went through with it in 33. Okay, which made it illegal for U.S. citizens to use gold as tender or as tender of payment. There we go, as tender of payment. They set it up in 1913, and it sat on the books for 20 years. And because nobody objected to it, there we go. Because it was not formally objected to, it could stand. That's why all the Supreme Court cases before 1933 are a different jurisdiction. All right, those are republic jurisdiction. We the people of the United States of America, in order to form a perfect union, that's the republic. We the people. We the people create the Constitution. The Constitution creates Congress, and Congress creates 13th Amendment U.S. citizens, which means those are a diminished capacity. But how do you agree to it? How are you agreeing to it? You know, that's the thing. Like, so when you're saying you're having a license to drive, well, what's the vehicle? You think it's the piece of metal with 4 wheels? It's that name. The name is the mark of the beast. They give you a first, middle, and last name. Having multiple names is criminal on its face. Having multiple names is criminal. Having a given name and a family name is something completely different. It's what you're agreeing to. See, but when they came around to 33, they took us off the gold standard, which means you have no property, you have no way of paying any debts. You're a debtor, you're a slave. And you also abandon your nationality by taking on the role of a U.S. citizen. So by 33, what they could now do was presume that everyone they are dealing with was a U.S. citizen. They could make that presumption. Once again, devil's in the details, guys. There's books on this shit. There's stuff you can read about it. I'm telling you. All right, but it's more than saying I claim the birth certificate. That's so. It's so short-sighted. I get it though. I was there. I was that nigga. That's why I can say I get that. I get why you would want to do that. Why you think that, oh, it's because my name is like this on the birth certificate, and that's why these things are happening. No. It's because you keep agreeing to that and you don't know anything different. You don't even know anything different. And you don't know that you don't know because you're so different from a dead nigga, you think clearly I'm different. No. Different level of analysis. So the degree to which you're different from a nigga in the audience has nothing to do with the degree to which you're different from the nigga who just laughed you 5 times. Telling you. But niggas want to feel good. Okay, cool. Ever wonder who the national debt is owed to? If the U.S. citizens owe debt, who's it owed to? You diminish your capacity. You diminish your capacity. You've taken on a diminished capacity and said, this is what I am. Like I asked you all the time, what is you? And motherfuckers are so attached to the body and personality, that diminished capacity, that they don't comprehend their original standing, the substantive law, the original contract. They're so far removed from that, and then they're trying to conflate the two, and it's not the same. It's not the same. You can't be the people and a U.S. citizen at the same time. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't serve two masters. Let me go, says the ego. You gotta let that shit go. Tithing in church. Give back 10%. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. What is the 10%? Malkuth, the physical world. Let it go. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Let me go. Niggas won't do it. Niggas won't do it because you're impressed with it. You're impressed with it. You look at that shit and say, look at me. Dead niggas ain't got shit on me. Of course they don't. They're dead. They're dead. Fuck. Kelvin. Chaos Theory says, I know this one. I'm impressed with yourself. Hell yeah. Look, man, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing that they've done to you with paper. You've done to yourself spiritually in your own thinking. In your own thinking, in your premises of thinking, in the agreements you make. What is you? What is you? And once you figure that out, let me go. Here's a hint that you ain't the me. Let me go. It's simple shit, guys. It's simple shit. I'm gonna give myself a fucking aneurysm. Getting triggered like this. All right, y'all. I'm really done this time. The sky's clearing up. I'm getting out of here. You guys can have your parade back. I'm done raining on your parade. You can have your parade back. Go ahead. Go do the feminized stuff and you know, be on team women. Divine masculine. Lingam time. It's over? It's over? Okay, cool. Lingam time is over, y'all. Lingam time is over. Y'all have a good fucking day.